Hey everyone, and welcome to another GTA Online Los Santos Drug Wars DLC video. Today we're going to be breaking down some of the changes that I feel are most important so you guys know about. Some of these you'll find in the patch notes and some of them you won't, but here goes. The first one's a pretty big one that will probably affect a lot of you out there. The Toreador can no longer be used in heist setup missions and in heist finales, so things like the OG heist or Doomsday heist setups, you won't be able to use the Toreador anymore, and I think Rockstar may have caught on to the cheese that you can do with the Toreador on those missions, because on Act 2 of the Doomsday heist finale, you can just have one team stay underwater in the Toreador instead of going to the Avenger and then wait for the teammates to get out of the sub to pick them up, which speeds up the mission by a ton. And in the pack standard mission where you rescue Avi, you can use the Toreador to make it to the island much easier, and you could just drive away in the Toreador instead of taking the boat, and that obviously makes it much easier. So yeah, you can't do that anymore. I guess now that means the Vigilante is going to be the next best thing for heists, or the classic Armored Kuruma. The Sparrow had its visual effect for the countermeasures fixed. In the summer update, they gave the Sparrow chaff and flares, and the chaff countermeasure was always invisible when you activated it. Now that is fixed, although it still does have unlimited chaff, which is unique. The creator was given a surprise expansion. They added an HSW race creator, a ton more options for the deathmatch creator like kill streak modifiers, lives remaining modifiers. They increased the amount of modifiers you can use on a job. And my friend Ender sent me the screenshot to show some of that here. And this is only going to allow for even cooler jobs to be made. More freedom, less limitations. The Stirling GT's bulletproof days are now over. It now functions like a normal car would. Its windows will break when shot. And to my knowledge, they didn't mess up any other car and make it bulletproof on accident. This next one's one of the best fixes. You can finally go to an invite-only lobby from story mode again. For the longest time, basically since the summer update, if you tried to go to an invite-only session from story mode, it would just kick you to the character selection screen and act like you had no character saved. And then you obviously had to back out because that's not true, but then it would just put you back at the main menu, and your only option for the main menu is to press join free mode, and that puts you in a public session. So you had to go to a public session and then go to invite-only session from that public session. It was just really annoying, so much of a hassle. Glad they fixed it. Speaking of different session types though, solo sessions don't exist anymore. There used to be an option to go to just a solo session that had limited features, and they decided to just get rid of it in this update. And I kind of agree with them, because why not just go invite only by yourself? It's just as effective and doesn't limit the features available to you. Hangar sales are now permanently tripled, just like they said in the newswire, and vehicle cargo will now give you a bonus for selling with other players in the lobby. And as an example, if you're wondering what that bonus looks like, I sold a top range car. The final sale amount was just under 100,000, but since I was in a public lobby with I think 22 other players, I managed to get $150,000 from it instead of 100,000, which is great. Ray traced reflections have been added to the Xbox Series and PS5 versions of the game on the Fidelity Graphics mode option, which makes it now possible to see your own character reflected in windows. Some pretty cool stuff. I am going to be making a more in-depth comparison video though, looking at the reflections before and after this change, but for right now you can see the major difference there. The question is it worth the frame rate drop to 30 FPS? I really don't think it is. And finally, you can now hide your phone contacts that you don't want to see on your contacts list. To do this, simply go to the inventory section of your interaction menu and go to phone contact favorites and uncheck the ones you want hidden. For some odd reason, Young Ancestor can't be hidden. That might just be an oversight by them that they can hopefully fix in a hotfix. I don't think they'll need the entire update for that. I hope not, at least. But those are some changes that I've noticed in the few hours I've had my hands on the DLC. As always, if you guys have noticed some changes that I didn't mention in this video, feel free to comment them down below. I am aware of what people have been saying about the Caprico guards detecting bodies now, so there might be some changes that I have to investigate there. That one is big enough for its own video though. So once I do my own investigating, I'll make sure to update you guys on that. In the meantime, I will have many more videos on the DLC coming up, starting with the in-depth guides for the vehicles. The Brigade 6x6 will be up first, so make sure you're subbed to the channel. You're not going to want to miss that one. And with all that said, thank you guys all so much for watching, and have a great day.